scheduled meeting with the flag salute. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Moment of silence, please. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Okay, roll call.
Mr. Bender?
Here.
Mrs. Hoover? Here. Dr. Krug?
Here.
Mrs. Krug? Here. Mrs. Lee?
Here.
Mr. Rocco?
Here.
Mr. Basil? Mr. Westrick?
Here.
Ms. Zenshaw?
Here.
Okay. No one's here to talk. Awesome. Nice. All right, we'll go right into the superintendent report.
Thank you, Dr. Kruger. Just a couple of things I would like to share with the board and the public. The most important issue facing all of us right now is the fact that there still, at this point in time, is not a state budget deal in place. Meaning there is no agreement between the governor, the PA Assembly, and the PA Senate on a state budget, and as long as that is the case, public school districts like Northern Cambria will continue to be denied their subsidy and other funds that are owed to them by the state. I've mentioned this before, that in any school district in this state, the three primary sources of funding are the federal government, the state government, and the local taxpayer effort. And as is in the case of most school districts, and is also the case here in Northern Cambria, the largest single source of revenues in a public school generally is, and it is true here, is the state of Pennsylvania. So without that state subsidy that we receive on a monthly basis, we are operating on a very thin margin to begin with, and the amount of time that we can continue to operate without a state budget agreement in place is limited. A number of districts, ours included, are holding tight in hopes that there will be a budget deal soon. One of the things that we're counting on as well is that there'll be some kind of charter school enrollment tuition cap as part of that budget deal, but that still is not the case. The worst case scenario for us is if we do not have a state budget deal in this school district by the end of September, we'll be down to well under $1 million in liquid assets, and we will not have enough money available to pay our bills, things like that. And so we would be forced then to look at borrowing. I want to stress we're not at that point right at this moment. I'm not saying that we are, but I am saying that if a state budget deal isn't developed soon or approved soon, Northern Cambria could well be in a position of having to look at a structured borrowing of some kind in order to maintain the operations of the school district. Generally, for most school districts, again, like ours included, mid-September to end of September is about as far as we can go operating on local revenues. So if anyone has the opportunity to speak to anybody in either the Pennsylvania Senate or the Pennsylvania House, it's really important that they get to know that a budget agreement is needed and needed very soon if school districts are to continue to be able to provide the services that we are expected to provide for the children of our Commonwealth. Switching on to some other issues now in our own area. As you know, we've had an ongoing concern with some water infiltration that took place at the new gym and the new construction. That's been going on for several weeks now. A couple of weeks ago, we were able to get some large dehumidifiers deployed there by Mahako's Restoration, and they have been running continuously for now at least about 2 weeks. They've also added some fans to that array to try to do an even better job of eliminating moisture from their gym. Currently, the dehumidifiers are pulling out between 40 to 60 gallons of water a day that are coming out of the gym, and it is having the effect. The moisture levels are being lowered significantly, and in many areas of the gym, they're now essentially at or very near the normal levels. I'm advised, although I haven't been down to see it today myself, but I am advised that some of the worst areas where there was buckling taking place has has begun to settle down and is almost back to a normal condition. So that the hope is that with a few more days of the dehumidifiers running, we'll be able to get the floors back to an almost essentially normal situation, which would be a great outcome and would obviate the need to do any kind of major repairs to the floor. So the solution that is being applied is working. I know a lot of people on the board here and a lot of people that in the school were involved in trying to kind of raise the concern about that and get something done, and I appreciate that. So we do have that, and then the dehumidifiers are there and running, and that's they're doing their job. In tandem with that, we've also been working with SiteLogic as our HVAC and Giza contractor to develop an amendment to the agreement to allow for the repair of the AC system in the gymnasium. That would allow them to install a new compressor and some other new parts, put new refrigerant in, and when that's in, that will increase the efficiency of the air conditioning in that area dramatically, and should help to provide a more permanent solution to keeping the gym free of that moisture and that water buildup. On to a larger note, one of the things we're very concerned about, and we have been chasing around a lot, is school ready to start? School, as you know, is scheduled to start on Thursday. There had been a lot of concern, and I know there was concern in the community about whether or not the district was ready to begin school. Certainly, the building is not 100% finished. We know that there is still work to be done in the auditorium, and that work is ongoing. I just talked to you about some of the work that's still going on in the gymnasium, and that continues to be happening now. There's also just a lot of general kind of last minute finishing up, I would almost call them punch list details, putting in lights, keys, cameras, and also moving some equipment around. There were things that were brought down to the new building from the high school that they thought they would need, but when they got there, turns out they don't need it, so we're gonna unfortunately have to move that back out and get it out and move back up to the high school. But our mover, McNaughton Brothers, has been working with us very closely, and we're still well under budget with them, and that's good news, and we are getting those things moved back that don't belong there, and the things that do belong in the building are getting moved in. There will still be some final cleanups needed, and we're aware of that. But with all that being considered, it's the opinion of the construction folks, the opinion of our physical plant department, and the opinion of our administration, our principals, that the building is ready to go. So we are planning on starting classes as scheduled on Thursday. I'm sure there will be some hang-ups. I'm sure there will be some little things that we find, but we're confident that we can meet each of those needs and resolve them very quickly. Finally, I know there's also some concern in the community about the state of the master schedule. The master schedule changed a great deal from what it has been in recent years, primarily because instead of a master schedule for 3 buildings, it's now a master schedule for 2 buildings, and the grade coverage has changed a great deal within that. But I'm happy to report that after talking to the principals today, in terms of grades K to 8, the master schedule is completely done and has been distributed and is ready to go. The master schedule for grades 9 through 12 is finishing as I speak and will be ready for sharing tomorrow. So even though it's a little later than any of us would like, it will also be ready to go by the first day of school on Thursday. We know that that's almost as an important thing as knowing that we have a school to go to, is do we have a schedule to follow, and I'm pleased to report that we will have that ready to go for the beginning of the school year. Apart from that, we are just looking forward to getting the building off the ground and getting it into beautiful shape. We're looking forward to holding an open house probably sometime later in the month of September. To bring the public in and let them see this beautiful new building we have, and we're going to be very excited about sharing with everybody. And that's my report, Dr. Krug. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir, very much. Okay. Just to extend what Mr. Johnson was saying about that, scheduling and stuff like that, we have to have a hearing as a board, to satisfy PDE requirements on that stuff. And we had to do a 15 days after the advertisement. So that's gonna be on Monday morning at 7:30 a.m. It will probably be very quick like the last one was, it's just to satisfy the Pennsylvania Department of Education, okay? That's on Monday, 7:30 a.m., right here in this room, okay? The minute approval, be it resolved, the minutes of the July 15, 2025 Committee of the Whole and regular meeting is approved as presented. I'll make that motion. Mr. Combender seconds it. Any questions or comments on those? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
Motion carries.
Okay. Be resolved, the treasurer and financial reports for the July 25 be approved as presented or amended, received and filed. I'll make the motion for that one. So, Mr. Jen Zenshaw. Any questions on the reports? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
Motion carries.
All right, folks, now, for the action agenda, there's gonna be a few items that we have to go to executive session for before we can make a decision on them. So we will go to executive session at the end of the meeting, or towards the end of the meeting, and then come back out and we will vote on some things, okay? Just to let you know. Cause we don't know how long it'll take, there's a few items that we have to talk over first. All right, but we'll go and do what we can and then go into executive session, okay? So, I don't see Site Logic here, but you gave an update already on that, Alan, you good with that?
Correct.
Okay, so item B is the rooftop unit, be it resolved, the Board of Education, the Board of, to vote, approve amendment number 1 to the GISA agreement with Site Logic IQ for the purpose of completing the work on the gymnasium rooftop unit, and to include installation of new compressor, flush, and refill old refrigerant, and complete all electric and controls installation at a cost not to exceed $19,780 as per appendix number 1.
Motion.
Mrs. Danielle Hoover,
Second.
Mrs. Jen Zenshaw seconds it. Any questions or comments? Okay, since Jen made the second motion, she gets to go first.
These funds are coming from where?
Pardon me?
Where are the funds coming from for this?
These will have to come from the contingency fund.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay, Bob.
The numbers don't agree. Appendix 1 says $17,250.
That is, what's in the appendix is incorrect, and I apologize for that.
Okay.
That was the first
So it
go
will be
around.
19,000.
It will be 19,000, that is the correct number. Thanks for
Thank you.
pointing that out, sir.
And you're good with all the legalities on this, right?
Yes, this is essentially a change order to the GISA project.
Okay.
I have a question.
Yeah,
I
go ahead.
think, Mr. Johnson, that the extra money gets us a warranty. Is that correct? Because,
On the compressor?
yeah,
Yeah,
okay, that's why because Site Logic took over the contract that was previously owned by the other
That's-
provider.
that's correct.
But we also get the warranty,
That is correct.
so it's not just a
No, it's not
price tag.
just extra cash thrown at it.
Yeah,
Thank you for pointing that out.
sure.
Thank you.
Anybody else? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed to that?
Motion carries.
All right, camera purchase. Further discuss the purchase of new cameras for use in the new high school. This is just a discussion item. Anybody have any comments on that?
So this came up at the last meeting about building project status. So when you guys bought cameras for the high school a few years ago, I was explicitly instructed by this board to make sure that we bought cameras we could bring down to the new wing and install the new wing, and I did that. But you guys have not decided what you're doing with that building, whether we're keeping it, and I don't want to leave that building in a state where you don't have any security inside of it at this time. So I need to be told, go buy new cameras, or make a decision, we're gonna take those cameras and bring them down. So that's what I wanted to start the discussion with you guys to see what you wanna do. So,
Oh, so we have to have a discussion on what we're gonna do with the high school first.
correct,
Okay.
so,
All right, we'll have to make that part of that discussion then,
yep,
okay? All right.
But there are no cameras then in the
Correct, there-
hallways of the high school?
in the new wing, there are slots for 18 existing cameras, 8 internal, 10 external, to the new wing. And so My
Okay.
question to the board is, do you want me to go buy cameras to fill those slots for now? But there are also those existing cameras in space that I was instructed
Yeah.
to make sure that I bring down here,
How many are at the high school now?
32.
So you can bring half of them down and leave
I-
half of them there.
Yes.
I would feel more comfortable if we did that. I would rather we have cameras in the building that we will be occupying and then redisperse them throughout the high school. The old building, the old high school. That's my opinion.
You good with that, Chris?
I can make that happen.
Everybody else go with that board
Yes.
for now,
Yeah,
time
yes,
being?
Yes.
Okay, good. Alrighty, let's move on. IXL Learning, be it resolved, I'm not gonna read that, you guys can see it. I think this is just a renewal thing we've done
Yes, it is.
forever.
Yes, that was supposed to be on the July meeting, I missed it. It's a replacement for Study Island.
And it's really, there's nothing, it's not like it's a lapse in coverage, right? It's just-
Correct.
Okay,
We've had this for the last 3 years.
alright, so I'll make the motion for that.
Second.
By Mr. Tom Rocco. Anybody have any else questions or comments on that? The problem is buying it. Okay. I guess we can approve anything we want to here tonight, I guess, I don't know how we're gonna pay for it, but in time we will, so.
Well, the
We're gonna
good
do-
news is we only pay half of it.
We'll have a bake sale. All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
Motion carries.
Okay. We're gonna hold item C until after executive session, as well as item D, okay? And item E, okay? So community relations, I have nothing at this time. Item A under curriculum instructions, Cambria County Drug and Alcohol Program, you can read that for you. I think we've done this before.
Yes, we have.
And that's on appendix number 6. So I'll make the motion for that.
Second.
Mrs. Norma Krug seconds that. Questions or comments on that? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
Motion carries.
Okay, did you, I have a question mark by this next one. Anybody get, are they okay with voting on this, or we'll have to wait till after the executive session? For the Title I agreement with Holy Name? Did you wanna know what it was for?
I'm fine. I think it's been clarified.
Number of students would be great to know though.
That's a
Like,
fair question.
the price says probably 1, but,
I think it's just one, but I'll find it. I found that, I'll
Yeah.
find that.
yeah. But, do you wanna hold off, or you good with that?
Well, I guess my question too is, does it take from our Title I funds or does our Pennsylvania government supplement that?
Wouldn't take from our district's, Title I, it would be what we get that's passed through to other schools anyway.
Okay,
But it
so
wouldn't-
that we're not lose.
Wouldn't take from our Title I teachers.
Okay, I'm gonna make a motion.
Oh,
So,
sorry.
Mr. Tom Rocco, now
Okay,
question or
sorry.
comments? My question is, this is only gonna be good for us if it's our student. If it's someone else, other district student, it can't happen.
No, I understand that, but what I'm saying is it's in a different location. Is it taking from our kids? In a different location, but. That's
No,
all.
we get a certain amount that's just for use for the kids that don't attend Northern Cambria, but attend other schools within the school district, or any parochial school that's got one of our students in, is entitled to get a piece of that money, if you will. And that's what this would be.
And I understand it's from Title I, and
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah,
You've answered
like
my
I said,
question.
mine's a yes, as long as it's one of our students in our district,
Mhm.
okay? So, anybody else? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
Motion carries.
Student waiver, after executive session? That's all.
This is
Okay,
executive, you said?
after executive session, yeah. Okay, business manager, be it resolved, the Board of Education hires Brandon Ashurst as the business manager for the district beginning September 2nd, 2025, to a 3-year term at beginning salary of $65,000. Terms of the contract will be approved by the board prior to the start date.
I'm
Which,
sorry, how many year
um,
term?
3.
Three.
Okay.
3. It would probably gonna have to be, let me see here. See, if our next meeting's September 3rd, so,
Should he-
you all have the contract in front of you, are you okay with the contract now, cause we're gonna just approve that one?
It's your contract, Toby.
Good enough, I'm gonna scratch that last sentence of that agenda item, cause we've already seen it, and as long as Mr. Ashurst is okay with it, we approve it,
Has Mr. Ashford seen the contract?
and I don't believe he has.
We'll make give him my
Yeah.
copy so he can look.
Sure, absolutely. But we're still gonna approve or deny this without that. If you wanna deny it, you can, you don't have to sign on the dotted line. So I'll make the motion for that.
I'll second.
Ms. Danielle Hoover seconds it. Anybody have questions or comments other than that? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
Motion carries.
Welcome aboard, sir, as long as you're happy with it.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
All right, special education teacher after executive session, because I don't know who to put in there, so we'll have to talk about that. School aid substitute list, you can see it in front of you. I don't know if there's anybody, yeah, Mandy Carlheim to the aid substitute list for the 25-26 school year. I'll make a motion for that.
Second.
Mr. Tom Rocco, questions or comments on that? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
Motion carries.
Okay, the sabbatical leave, be it resolved, the Board of Education approves the medical sabbatical leave request for employee number 2645 for a half a year from August 18th, 2025 to January 13th, 2026. I'll make the motion for that.
I'll second
Mr. Tom Bender seconds it. Questions or comments? Are we all okay with that without an executive session?
No, I'm not, only because I wanna see the paperwork, I don't have the.
How come the names, I've been here for 30 years, there was always a name on there, why are we numbering now?
And it started a couple years ago, before I was on here again.
Privacy.
It's not saying what the condition
Yeah,
is,
but
it's just saying a name. It's an
Sorry.
employee, a public employee that we hired and we,
Okay, so I'll tell you what, I'll motion to table this until after executive session,
what's the reason for that?
because I already had, there's two motions on the table, and we have to do that, so. I'll motion to table till after executive session.
I'll second.
Second by Mrs. Carol Lee. All in favor of the table?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay, folks, we will be deciding on that after executive session, okay?
Yeah, I just want more info.
We should have had it at the beginning almost, somehow. Okay.
What just happened?
Hey, I asked them at the meeting before. So anyway,
And that's gonna hold item E as well?
I guess it will, yeah.
Yeah, cause I have a question about item E too, so.
Okay,
We don't have
after
a
executive
position
session.
until it
Hey, guys, we
opens.
might as well. Okay, United Education Solutions, be it resolved, the Board of Education approves Mr. Jim Yeager as a substitute.
Jaeger's back.
Yeah, he does. Substitute school aid for the 25-26 school year to Ignite Education Solutions. I'll make the motion for Mr.
Second.
Yeager, Mr. Tom Rocket. Anybody have any questions or comments on Mr. Yeager? He's been here forever, he's a fixture. All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Welcome back, Jim.
Motion carries.
Bus driver list, be resolved, the Board of Education approves the following to the Tri-County Transportation Bus Driver list for the 25-26 school year. You can see the names in front of you, I'll make the motion for that.
I'll second it.
Second by Mr. Tom Bender. Any questions or comments on the bus driver list? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? And athletics, they don't have anything right now, except there's a football game on Friday. At home. So, I think it's home center.
It is.
So, we're going to, yeah. So, we're gonna take an executive session at 6:23 PM. So be resolved, Board of Education enters their executive session at 6:23 PM. I'll make the motion.
Second.
Second by Mr. Norman Krug. All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? We'll go right to items D, Giddings Protective Services. Be resolved, the Board of Education approves the service contract for security officers for the 25-26 school year. The new going rate per hour will be $39.19 per hour for an 8-hour a day, with a total sum of $55,493.04 for 177 school days, as per appendix number 5, and I will make the motion.
I'll second.
There, Mrs. Carol Lee, questions or comments? Was your hand up, Daniel?
No, I was gonna say.
All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed? Okay, dust collector. I am not gonna read all that, but the proposal will be at a total cost not to exceed $75,000. I'll make the motion for that.
Second.
So, Danielle had her hand up first. We'll go Danielle first.
I don't care.
You can run it if you want.
Anybody have questions or comments on that? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
Aye.
Mr. John, oh, okay,
I know
okay,
we
so
can't
it's
hear.
7-1, Karen,
Okay.
okay? Alan, Mr. Johnson will hold the
Yep.
feet to the fire on
Will
that
we
one.
know exactly what, I would like to know the total amount of,
So, I'll get you The detail.
Like, let's cut all this red tape and get straight to the point here once we have
Yeah.
it.
Okay.
Sounds good.
All right, item, page 6, item 25-8-27, item A, student waiver. Be it resolved, the Board of Education approves the agreement waiver and stipulation regarding student A. I'll make the motion for that.
Second.
Mr. Tom Rocco, any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
Motion carries.
Okay. And then we go to item B, 25-8-29 on page 7. Be resolved, the Board of Education hires Madison Harkins as a special education teacher with the initial assignment in an elementary beginning on September 3rd at a salary of $59,590.
Not September, that's step three.
Step 3.
I'm sorry, that's step 3, not September 3. I apologize. Motion by Mr. Tom Bender, second by Mr. Daniel Hoover. Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
Motion carries.
Okay. Sabbatical leave, item D, be resolved, the Board of Education approves the medical sabbatical leave request for employee number 2645 for a half a year from August 18, 2025 to January 13, 26. I already have a motion and a second on the motion. Tom Rocco was the second. So is there any questions or comments? All in favor? Anybody opposed?
Motion
Okay.
carries.
Long-term substitute, be resolved, the Board of Education appoints Ruby Sally to the long-term substitute position for the teacher on sabbatical leave. Ruby will be at step 1 from August 18, 25 to January 13, 26.
Motion.
Motion by Mrs. Jen Zenshaw. Mrs. Daniel Hoover seconds it. Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed to that?
Motion carries.
Okay, payment of the bills. Be it resolved, the payment of the bills of the month of August 2025 be approved as presented or amended, received and filed. I'll make the motion for that.
I'll second
Second by Mr. Tom Bender. Any questions or comments? And hopefully we can pay them soon. All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
Motion carries.
Okay, all, items to be discussed on the, September 3rd Committee of the Whole. I have one, we might have to approve a money line of credit. If the state does not do their obligation, the board may have to approve a line of credit to meet ours. Am I right, Mr. For September 3rd? Okay, we'll put that on. We might wanna talk about raising Karen's salary as the board secretary a little bit for all the work she's been thrown at her lately. So we'll put that on.
I'm against it.
It's a discussion item, but, no, we'll put that on for September 3rd. And we need to put on what we're gonna do with the high school. Okay, we gotta decide, but Chris had said something about cameras, so we do have to start talking about that. I know it's being used for some of the sports activities this fall as a necessity at this time, but after that's over, we're gonna have to do something with it. Okay, so let's put that on. Anybody else have anything else? And remember, you can always email and stuff like that, and let us know, okay?
Our next meeting, when's it gonna be, on
Sep-
Tuesday or Wednesday?
It's Wednesday because of the volleyball season.
Okay, that's what I
Because a
thought.
lot of they schedule their games for high school volleyball on Tuesdays and Thursdays, okay? So in order for the parents to have players,
No problem, I just wanna make sure.
that way they
that
can
was
go to the
Wednesday.
game, not
So
miss the meeting.
September, October, November, or Wednesday.
Well, so, yeah, but the season runs September, October, and beginning of November, so, all right?
It's like what,
So we just do that
three or
for,
four
as a
months?
courtesy,
September 3rd.
okay? Be it resolved, the regular meeting of the Northern Cambria School Board for August 19, 2020 be adjourned at 7:05 PM. I'll make the motion for that,
Second.
by Mr. Tom Rocco. All in, any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Anybody opposed?
Motion